Right now at 5, La Crosse tells some residents to evacuate ahead of a potential flood risk.
And the La Crosse Diocese welcomes the National Eucharistic Pilgrimage.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. Authorities in Vernon County are asking for help identifying a potential burglar. The incident happened early Thursday morning on Kramer Road in the town of Hillsborough. The Vernon County Sheriff's Office shared these images from a home surveillance system that shows a person in a hooded shirt entering a building holding something underneath their left arm. The photos show the alleged burglar has markings on both arms. Anyone with information on the incident should call the Sheriff's Office or Vernon County Crime Stoppers.
A former Village of Wilton clerk is now facing 20 felonies. 40-year-old Leah Barton originally faced 9 felonies related to embezzling thousands of dollars from the Village of Wilton. Updated documents show she's now facing 20 felonies, including 11 counts of identity theft and 1 count of theft in a business setting in excess of $100,000. According to the criminal complaint, Barton allegedly stole the money through use of unauthorized credit cards during her term as the village clerk and treasurer from 2021 to 2023. Barton is out on a $10,000 signature bond. She has a preliminary hearing scheduled for July 2nd.
The city of La Crosse has issued evacuation notices for select areas of the La Crosse River. Areas of the Mississippi, Black, and La Crosse rivers may reach minor to moderate flood stages over the next few days. Evacuation advisories will be issued near Copeland Street Bridge, east of the bridge near the Vietnam Veterans Trail, and other locations on the river. Police and fire department members will give notice of the advisory starting Friday. The city says the flooding poses a risk to unsheltered individuals. Catholic Charities of La Crosse will be open on 3rd Street overnight shelter from Sunday to Wednesday, from 7 p.m. to 8 a.m.
Right now, the only flood warning we have out for is the Mississippi of the Wabasha area that's reached up to minor flood stage. That should kind of come about. 12 foot is the minor flood. It'll hit at 12.7, so barely in flood stage. That's the only warning we have right now. La Crosse one has not reached even action stage. It's just barely going to get close to flood, but right now it's not projected to even climb into minor flood stage. Otherwise, for the conditions for this evening, should be dry and a little breezy, but overall still pleasant conditions. A few increasing clouds, high clouds throughout the evening, but we're not expecting any precipitation here throughout the evening, and really, in fact, until we get past midnight. Right now, all the activity is well to the west. You zoom out, the activity up to the north, that towards Grand Forks, International Falls, Winnipeg, that's the system that eventually will be approaching our area late tonight. But it's probably not going to be till about 2 or 3 you'll start seeing some precipitation reach maybe Eau Claire, and probably not until at least 4 that you start seeing some of that reach La Crosse. And it's going to be kind of that time in the morning where we're going to see the best shot to see forecasted rainfall. This time of year, I just want to show throughout, it's the county breakfast time going on. Richland County has one going on. There's several other counties. Tomorrow, Richland County has theirs. It will be a wet morning. The good news is once we reach about 10, 11, 12, it start lightening up and at least some sun. So we'll kind of break down the rest of the weekend forecast as well as what goes on next week too.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Craig. Well, a candidate for Wisconsin's 3rd congressional district says her political experience will set her apart. Stevens Point Democrat Katrina Shankland is running for Congress after more than a decade in the state assembly. Eau Claire businesswoman Rebecca Cook, who also ran for the seat in 2022, has told other outlets that Shankland is a career politician and voters are more leery of those kind of candidates. Shankland says she's happy to lean on her state government experience because it tells voters in the 3rd that she can get things done.
People want someone who can cut through the brinksmanship, the partisanship, and the gamesmanship, and really reach the hand across the aisle and say, hey, I'm serious about getting something done. I know how to negotiate and compromise and get results, and I'll do it with you.
Shankland, Cook, and Eric Wilson are all in the mix for the Democratic nomination to challenge Congressman Van Orden in the 3rd District. The partisan primary election is scheduled for August 13th.
The Diocese of La Crosse is hosting a Eucharistic rally today at the La Crosse Center. They began the day with the transfer of the Eucharistic procession from the Diocese of Winona-Rochester to the Diocese of La Crosse. The procession is part of a nationwide pilgrimage where members of the Catholic Church walk from city to city on 400 predetermined routes. One pilgrim says this journey has been the experience of a lifetime.
I'm not sure if we all kind of knew what we were getting ourselves into, but it's been so amazing. Just being able to grow in our love for Jesus, spending so much time with him, but then also serving the people along the route, enabling them to encounter Jesus in a new way or in a renewed way.
Now, with the Eucharistic transfer complete, participants headed over to the La Crosse Center for an all-day celebration.
To celebrate National Donut Day, Linda's Bakery is partnering with the Salvation Army for a fundraiser. The Salvation Army's relationship with donuts goes back a long time. Back in World War I, the nonprofit traveled to the front lines and served donuts to American troops as a way to boost morale. To celebrate that connection, Linda's Bakery will donate 50 cents for every donut purchased today to the Make a House a Home program at the Salvation Army of La Crosse. The program provides a move-in basket with household essentials to residents graduating from the Salvation Army's emergency shelter to permanent housing. Salvation Army's Director of Development says working with people in need is very rewarding.
So when you think about the differences that make, you think about not only the individuals, the men, the women, but the children as well. The children are the important factor there, and they have a place to call home.
Quam says the La Crosse Salvation Army has helped over 80 people move into permanent housing since October of 2022.
President Biden speaks about the importance of democracy.
And he's connecting D-Day to supporting Ukraine's fight for freedom.
Ashley Stars and Stripes sale is going on now. Don't miss these furniture hot buys, now only $7.99. Plus pay 0% interest for 5 years with no minimum purchase in-store only. Only at Ashley. Shop more deals in-store and online.
I always knew that I wanted to be a mom, and choosing that it was the right time was just a really exciting moment. It turned out that my baby had a diagnosis that would be incompatible with life. It wasn't just that my baby wasn't going to survive, but I was at risk for hemorrhaging when I delivered. I met with my doctor and we went over the risks and benefits. I made a really informed decision, just like you would for any other procedure you're going to have. I'm a nurse, and I'm an example of a woman who had to have a procedure to be able to save my life and to not watch my baby die. And now Donald Trump supports laws that could take that procedure away across this country.
54 years they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it.
Without that procedure, I would not have been able to get pregnant again. But the good news is, a year later, I had my son. If Trump gets elected again, I fear for women.
ABPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Life happens. When people hit bumps in the road, Family and Children's Center is here to help. FCC offers mental health support with 20 different programs. Support for hurts, heartaches, and hardships. Because life happens. Contact FCC Outpatient Therapy at fcconline.org.
It really ruined everything. I should have done something sooner.
Everybody hopes that this won't be a big problem. Unfortunately, basement water, it always gets worse. Don't worry, we got this.
Great. Well, let's stop it from getting in.
The effects of water can be surprising, but you can. Put water back in its place with a free inspection from Innovative Basement Authority. For a limited time, get $500 off any repairs when you call or go online today.
Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale is going on now. Don't miss these mattress hot buys, now only $7.99. And get a free adjustable base upgrade with an Align by Ashley Sleep mattress purchase. Only at Ashley. Shop more deals in-store and online.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
In France today, President Biden paid tribute to U.S. Army Rangers who scaled 100-foot cliffs to turn the tide of World War II.
He also compared fighting Hitler then to fighting Russian President Vladimir Putin now.
Willie James Inman has more.
President Biden arrived on the promontory point between Utah and Omaha beaches in France, where tens of thousands of American troops landed 80 years ago this week. Army Rangers then scaled the 100-foot cliffs while under fire from the German army.
When the Nazis cut the ropes, the Rangers used their hands, and inch by inch, foot by foot, yard by yard, the Rangers literally clawed their way up this mighty precipice.
In a speech on democracy, the president connected D-Day to supporting Ukraine's fight for freedom.
They stood against Hitler's aggression. Does anyone doubt that they would want America to stand up against Putin's aggression here in Europe today?
Earlier in the day, the president met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and publicly apologized for the congressional holdup of $61 billion of American military aid. Mr. Biden pledged continued U.S. support and announced another $225 million package.
President Biden returns to Washington late Sunday after laying a wreath at a French cemetery for Americans killed during World War I. The president will make his first state visit to France on Saturday.
President Emmanuel Macron will host the president and first lady. They'll be officially welcomed at the Arc de Triomphe. They'll parade along the Champs-Élysées and attend a state dinner at the French president's palace. Thursday, Macron announced plans to send warplanes to Ukraine, and Friday, Zelensky met with French government officials. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Washington.
The State Department says the new aid package to Ukraine includes air defense interceptors, artillery systems and munitions, armored vehicles, and anti-tank weapons.
Attorneys have begun to lay out their case in defense of Hunter Biden at his federal gun trial.
Prosecutors wrapped up their case today with jurors hearing from an FBI chemist and a drug expert. Hunter Biden's legal team began presenting his defense today, calling his oldest daughter, Naomi Biden, to the stand.
Her testimony comes a day after his sister-in-law, Haley Biden, a key witness for the prosecution, told the jury she discovered a revolver and ammunition along with drug residue and paraphernalia while searching Hunter's car on October 23, 2018.
This is about as powerful physical evidence as you can get, linking his possession of that gun to his use of illegal drugs.
Prosecutors accuse Hunter Biden of lying on a federal application form about his drug use in order to buy a gun in 2018.
And today, the defense called the gun store owner and an employee to raise questions about the integrity of the form. They argue their client did not knowingly lie about his drug use, believing he was not an addict at the time. A heat dome over the West bringing record highs.
What city officials are suggesting to help them beat the heat.
And it starts off wet for the weekend, but we do end on a dry but breezy note. I'll kind of time out when to expect the rain, how much we'll get, and when we might see that heat and humidity coming back. All coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Don't believe Tammy Baldwin's TV ads. Believe her record. Baldwin voted against $800 million for narcotic detection at our border. She voted against more Border Patrol agents, against tougher sentences for drug traffickers here illegally. No wonder overdose deaths have skyrocketed on Baldwin's watch, with cartel activity right here in Wisconsin. Two-faced Tammy, a hypocrite we can't trust. Fix Washington PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Arby's Deluxe Burger. Have you ever seen such a well-crafted burger? Oh, Arby's Big Cheesy Bacon Burger. Have you ever seen such a... Arby's, we have the meat.
It's not very often a fella gets to offer the best products in the marketplace at a price lower than most others. When I look at this beautiful showroom, when I consider the quality of our products and the team of 80 exceptional professionals, we should be higher priced, but we're not. If you have any doubts for your next home improvement project, you should contact the Board Store today. It's not all the sales and discounts, it's the bottom line that counts, and you'll get no better bottom line than at the Board Store Home Improvements.
Stressless by Eckerness. The most comfortable seating in the world is more comfortable than ever. It's on sale now at Drury's in Fountain. Every year, Eckerness updates styles and leathers, and that means outstanding values. And now we're passing these savings on to you. It's time for you to enjoy the incredible comfort of a stressless sofa or recliner in your home. Now at fantastic savings. A stressless recliner is your place. A place to relax, a place to unwind. Stressless furniture on sale now at Drury's in Fountain.
Discovering the perfect paint for your home has never been easier with Zinsser Smart Coat. Plan smart with interactive tools at smartcoat.com. Buy smart in-store or online for home delivery. And paint smart with this advanced paint and primer in one. Say hello to Zinsser Smart Code, the next generation of intelligent paint.
At Taco John's, we've got beef with other places that start with frozen beef. That's why we start with only 100% American never frozen beef, simmered in our signature spice blend. Say no to thaw and yes to 100% American beef at Taco John's.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Millions of Americans across a large portion of the Southwest are under heat advisories today.
The National Weather Service says the first major heat wave of the year is already toppling temperature records. The extreme heat is blanketing nearly half the country, expanding from California to Iowa.
Yeah, Vegas hit 112 degrees Thursday, breaking a record for the earliest it's reached such a high temperature. The city is expected to tie another record today.
The city's chief heat officer says people should take measures to protect themselves from heat-related illness.
I want to caution people to please stay in the shade, drink extra water. These summers are much hotter. I heard that the folks in Vegas just shrug it off. They shouldn't, especially outdoor workers.
In Phoenix, first responders demonstrated how cooling bags filled with ice can quickly drop the body temperature for those suffering heat stroke.
The extreme conditions intensify the threat for wildfires and power outages and puts an extra strain on first responders. Forecasters expect the heat wave to ramp up during the middle of next week.
Well, in western Wisconsin, temperatures have been fairly pleasant the last few days.
Yeah, it was windy. It was
windy.
Very beautiful outside, but I did definitely feel that wind.
For sure. But maybe next week we might see creep up into the 80s once again, Greg.
Yeah, that heat dome to the west is going to start pushing our way. It just depends how far north it gets or east. We'll see, because there's a lot of question marks. But we should be warmer at least than we are right now by the time we get to this point next week. For the rivers, all that, Mississippi right now, the crest levels have actually dropped right now a little bit, so we're not expecting as high. Wabasha up to 12.7. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, and even La Crosse is not expected to get into minor, just barely at 11.7. So still fairly high. The elevated flow will continue at least through next week, but we're not expecting any significant type of flooding with this, just because it gets through the system. It'll take about another week and a half to get through all the way. Overall, big picture is we still got the northwest winds coming around, actually wrapping up around the low, then coming back, and this keeps us continuing to get that cool northwest flow. And occasionally we got a few systems that kind of come our way, including one that's going to come tonight with this kind of setup. So we stay cool. The west is going to stay pretty much hot for a while with this. So increasing clouds this evening. We do have rain. Looks like most of it will be between about 4 a.m. to noon. It won't be an all-type rain during that period of time, but that's the best opportunity. Sunday looks more breezy, some clouds. We'll get that north wind again, but still temperatures look in the 70s, so all in all pleasant, but still below average. Really tonight, it's just the high clouds that will continue to increase from a system to the south that's passing to our south, and then there's one to the northwest, and that's the one that we're going to be tracking with the rain that'll eventually come in. Kind of disorganized showers, maybe a thunderstorm, but I think it will weaken. By 2 or 3 here it comes through Eau Claire. 4 to 5, we'll start seeing some of the precipitation spread across the area. Once again, I think it's really between that about 5 to maybe 8 is when you get, especially south La Crosse, maybe a steady light rain for about a few hours. North of that, probably hit and miss showers, sprinkles, that'll continue. Bulk of the activity will probably be done with by 10, but we'll still have a few showers here and there through probably about noon, especially further south you go, further north you go. Probably see some sunshine as we get towards noon. And then in the afternoon, more clouds to the south across, different story up to the north. Probably will be a little bit warmer up there. Eau Claire mid 70s, maybe low 70s up to Ladysmith, but not as much down there due to the cloud cover. And we might see a sprinkle or two going into the afternoon or evenings further north too, as some colder air begins to kind of filter down into our area. But all in all, that's the precipitation. It's a light rain. We're not expecting a lot of amounts of rain with this. Maybe some areas could get up to a quarter, but most areas will probably stay between about a tenth and a quarter. So it's a light rain. We're not expecting any really strong thunderstorms or anything like that with it. Sunday, we're going to get that north wind behind a front that's going to be passing to the east. So we'll have some cloud cover. The winds will pick up with this passing close, but I think most areas will remain dry with this. So overall, not too bad. And then going into Monday, that'll probably be the chillier day of the week with that north wind. We'll be struggling probably to get into the low 70s, but all in all, pretty good for temperatures. Otherwise, we talked about that heat dome. It's not going to be in probably our neck of the woods. It's going to take its time. Eventually, the jet stream will climb further north as we get towards the end of the week. but there's a lot of question marks of how far north it gets and where that heat dome goes. So we're kind of right on the edge. So our temperatures could vary quite a bit towards the next weekend, so kind of stay tuned on that. But right now for tonight, we're seeing the showers come in after 3. Most of the night will be dry until we get to the morning hours. As we go through tomorrow, rain in the morning, drier in the afternoon, breezy on Sunday, and then for the start of the week, mid-70s, and then we start climbing back up, but there's still a lot of question marks going on towards the end of next week, and especially Father's Day, and of course we have the air show going on that weekend too, of how warm it could. Some go as low as low 80s, others go as high as low to mid-90s, so a lot of question marks. But for all the weekend, just a wet start, but dry finish.
Yeah, looks like it.
Thanks, Greg.
Thanks. Movie studios are using a unique way to get people into the theaters.
The war of popcorn buckets when we return.
Before you head out on the water this summer, don't miss Monday's News 8 Now This Morning. We're sitting down with the La Crosse Fire Department's water rescue team to share some guidelines for safely enjoying summer water fun.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
Get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy in the La Crosse area.
When you're talking to someone and you call someone at Olson Solar, it's not someone in Utah, it's not someone in California, it is someone local right here. By doing that, we control the entire process. So we control the project management, we control the design, we control the installation, the electric, the hookup, permitting, and that really sets us apart.
Stop into our location near you. Learn more at olsonsolarenergy.com or give us a call.
Your adventure starts here at Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls. We've got something for everyone. Explore hundreds of miles of off-road fun. Cap off the night with the crew by spinning up even more excitement. Or slow it down and relax, just the two of you. Your adventure awaits, outdoors, indoors. Call or visit Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls today. Experience the difference. Trail Riders Package available.
Story of a kinesiotherapist who rehabbed his golf game.
I love golf. I have always played golf.
Until he started having some Mulligan-level foot pain.
Well, the golf game starts down with the feet, and if you don't have good support, you probably won't have a good golf swing.
So he got fitted for Good Feet arch supports.
It made a world of difference.
Any advice for your fellow Lynxmen?
2 words, the Good Feet store. How many words is that?
Try them for yourself with a free fitting at the Good Feet store.
We provide specialty level care in anything from wisdom tooth removal to dental implant placement to more complex corrective jaw surgeries.
Trying to make it as easy of an experience as you can go through. We're the most experienced clinic in the region for these types of procedures. If you or your family member needs wisdom teeth removed, tooth extraction, dental implants, you found the right place. We'd be happy to see you here.
We work closely with your general dentist. Have a discussion with your dentist about a referral to us.
See the stories you missed or watch them again on our YouTube page. Or find us at news8000.com. The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Well, it's summer movie season, and if 2023 was all about Barbenheimer, then 2024 could turn into the war of the popcorn buckets.
Yeah, with flagging numbers at the box office, movie studios are turning to some unique methods to try and get folks back into theaters.
Summer movies are struggling to make waves.
The box office is down at this point about 24% versus last year.
Memorial Day weekend, a traditional major moneymaker for the film industry, saw the lowest box office in 29 years. Last year's writers and actors strikes mean we can expect a lighter than usual slate of movies this summer, further driving fears of a theatrical meltdown.
So we need a hero right now for the box office.
That hero could come in a very strange form. Ryan Reynolds teasing the upcoming Deadpool and Wolverine by declaring the war of the popcorn buckets. Media analyst Paul Dagardabedian says movie theater chains are looking for any angle to compete with streaming.
There's so many ways that movie theaters are trying to get people to come to the theater. Great food and beverage, reclining seats, great sound and vision.
Now they're enticing customers with collectible concession vessels for major releases like Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and Dune Part 2, which achieved viral infamy for its bizarre bucket design, including a lurid lampooning on SNL. That film went on to an $82.5 million opening weekend. Dagardabedian says that proves all's fair in movie marketing.
That's the biggest opening weekend of the year so far for Dune 2. I think that proved that the popcorn bucket just created a conversation and built the brand even bigger.
In New York, I'm Lee Waldman.
I don't know if it was the popcorn bucket more than like Dune Part 1 was so good that people wanted to see what Part 2 was going to be.
Yeah, Dune 2.
Although the SNL skit was quite attention grabbing.
Yeah, I like that one. It's so easy to stay home and just stream though, and just order in food, but you know, it is good to get out and get excited about the movie theaters again. Like, make it a special occasion, at least a couple of times a year, you know?
I mean, the last one I did was Oppenheimer last summer.
Yeah, that's
been
right.
Since.
Yeah, I usually go during Oscar season. I'll make an effort to go watch all the nominees, but then I'm right back on the couch streaming. So we'll have another look at tonight's forecast after the break.
Every week it costs more to feed my family. Prices are just out of control.
Boy, inflation is really hurting us. It's got to stop.
Career politicians like Biden and Baldwin just don't get it. They're making things harder for folks here in Wisconsin. By stopping the crazy spending that caused inflation and cutting red tape, we can bring prices down. It's time for a change. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. I'll get the job done for Wisconsin families.
Here's to the Farm and Fleet dads, the ones who work hard to get the job done right, the ones who take pride in what they do and take the time to pass it on. This Father's Day, get your dad a gift he'll love, like men's Carhartt Force Gear, 25% off. 80-count Victor Allen's brew cups, just $20.99. $60 off this DeWalt shop stool with casters, $99.99. And save $40 on a DeWalt 6-gallon wet or dry vac, $79.99.
Find value at Lowe's Farm and Fleet.
You know what frustrates me is seeing people who are 50, 60, even 70 years old who are worth less today than they were the day they were born. How does this happen? These folks never learned money management. I love talking about money management at Firefighters Credit Union, so if you'd like to learn more, please give me a call.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
News 8 Now and Dairyland Power Cooperative present the Community Calendar.
Join us for the Deke Slayton Air Fest at the La Crosse Regional Airport, featuring the Blue Angels, F-22 Raptor demo team, and much more. Experience this exciting combination of air and ground-based activities. Moontunes, the summer concert series, returns to Riverside Park, Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. Enjoy a wide variety of music during this family-friendly concert series.
For more information on these events, or if you'd like to submit an event, visit news8000.com.
A lot has changed since the Overhead Door Company installed its first door in 1921. One thing that hasn't? Our commitment to quality. We set the standard a century ago with the first motorized garage door, and we have not stopped innovating since. Today, you can build your dream door with the DoorView app, and with the OHD Anywhere app, you can control your new door from anywhere. So next time you need a repair or replacement for your garage door, look for the red ribbon and trust 100 years of experience, Overhead Door Company.
All right, there's your rain chances. Really ramps up after about 3 to 4. There'll be a period where you'll probably need the umbrella. Otherwise, I think after about noon, it should remain dry, although we still could see a sprinkle or shower. More sun as we go into Sunday. Breezy, but still overall not a bad day to end, bad way to end the weekend. And then early next week, still good, but then we do warm up.
Not too shabby.
Looks good.
Thanks for joining us at 5.
We'll see you at 6.